afternoon, my fellow students. I warmly welcome you all to today's CETRA class. With the again, is AL-AYYÜBY. Today, I want to be unveiling to you the reason why it might be difficult for you as a second user of the English language to comprehend the natives when they speak or to speak like that. There are certain features that have to do with connected speech that they use whenever they speak English. And I know that you also like to know the features and practice them. If that be the case, I would like you to come with me on this adventure. As part of the features, I will be taking you through the following today. The intrusive yeah, the intrusive wa, the intrusive ru, the linking ru, and the sure sound. These are the features we shall be talking about today by God's grace. Taking them one after the other, when we say intrusive yeah, it's a feature that the native speakers use to link two words together when they speak and construct sentences. They use this feature to link the two vowels together when there is a long E followed by a vowel. When a long E or a diphthong that ends with E is followed by another vowel. For example, if you have E followed by another vowel, or you have I, A followed by another vowel, you link them together with the intrusive E. When we say something is intrusive, it means the thing is not there in the first instance, it just emerges suddenly. That's why it is called intrusive year. Now, let me give you an example or two examples. For example, if you have the followed by uh, orange, this word is an article and it is pronounced in two ways. For your information, as some people do not know this before, it is pronounced in two ways. At times it is pronounced as the, and at times it is pronounced as the. The rule says when it is followed by a consonant, then you pronounce it as the, as we have in the car, the boy, the man. But when it is followed by a vowel, then you pronounce it as the, the. In that case, it means now that this word is being followed by a vowel or by a vowel, we have to pronounce this as the. This is how to pronounce the. Then you bring orange, orange, orange. The rule now tells you that in the connected speech, you link the vowel here and this vowel, you link them together with a yeah, which is called the intrusive yeah. You say the orange, the orange. This symbol is for yeah. The orange. The orange is here. Now, even if the speaker says the orange is here, you might find it difficult for you to understand what he is saying just because of the intrusive yeah is using to link the two words together. Another example for this is when you have my apple, my apple. When you pronounce my, you pronounce it like this, my. Then this one is apple, apple. This is E. This is a vowel. The rule says you insert a y here. You now see, my apple is there, my apple is there. You may find it difficult to understand what the person is saying just because of the intrusive y he's using here. My apple is there, my apple is there. So these are just few examples for the intrusive y. Now the same thing applies to wa. At times we insert an intrusive wa to link two words together. And that specifically is when you have the sound oo, the sound oo, followed by a vowel, you link them together with a wa, and that wa is an intrusive wa. For example, when you want to pronounce this word, you say shoe, shoe, shoe. For example, my shoe, my shoe. Now you want to follow it with is. You want to follow it with is. When you want to do this, you link the two together with a wa, which is called inclusive wa. You now say shoe, then is. Now the rule says you bring an intrusive wa between the two. You now say, my shoe is there, my shoe is there, my shoe is there, my shoe is there. Now imagine you hearing a speaker of English speak it like this. My shoe is here. My shoe is. You might think he is saying something else, whereas he is saying my shoe is. My shoe is. Then they insert an intrusive word to link them together, and they say my shoe is. My shoe is dirty. My shoe is there. So making two features. If you are able to practice all these features by God's grace, you shall find yourself close to the accent. Another one is the intrusive group. Intrusive group. This one is when a root sound emerges suddenly in the middle of a sentence. For example, there are words in whose ends we have the schwa that is born out of sound a. For example, media. The media. Most people will pronounce this a as a. It is wrong. It should be the schwa. The media, the media. My idea, idea, not idea. Okay? If you now say the media, then followed by is, this one will be pronounced as media, 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 then followed by is, is. In this case, you say the media is. When you don't want to connect the two words together, you use the intrusive rule. Intrusive rule. You bring it between the two. Then you say the majors, the majors, the majors. Can you imagine hearing a native speaker say the majors, the majors? You might think, where is the rule coming from? That's how they speak their own language. Number four, there is something we call the linking rule. Linking rule. This rule is used specifically when a word ends with with the consonant ru, then followed by a vowel. There is something we call rhoticity, which is a feature of the American English, unlike the British English. The British English says that when there is ER at the end of a word, or AR, UR, and the likes, you pronounce it as a long vowel or the schwa, as case may be. For example, far, you don't say far, far is far, not far. I will refer him, refer, not refer. In the British English, unlike in the American English, where you pronounce the rho, that is what is called rhoticity. They will say father, father. They still pronounce the rho. Father, the father is coming. Father, father. The places to far, far. They still pronounce the rho. You perceive the rho, unlike in the British English. Now, this R is called the linking rule. The linking rule. When it is followed by vowel in the British English, you now pronounce it. You pronounce it when it is followed by a vowel. For example, my father, there is an R. my father. In the British English, you say my father, my father. Unlike in the American English, where you say my father, my father. Now we are talking of the British English. We say my father, father. This, when followed by a vowel, is. You now link them together with this linking rule. You say, my father is coming today. My father is coming today. My father is coming today. Finally, there is what we call the schwa sound. When I made my research about this sound, I discovered that if you carefully observe the British English, even the American English, you discover that this sound takes almost 45 or 50% of the language, of the accent. If you are able to master the sound very well, you'll be able to master the British accent to 45% or 50%. How? Why? Because every single vowel in the English language can become the schwa. It is the weak vowel, central vowel. Uh, uh, uh. This schwa sound, can be pronounced when you have letter I. For example, you say ability, ability, ability. You don't say ability, ability. That is sure sound pronounced in a word where we have letter E. Likewise, letter E, as we have in account, account. You will account for it. You will account for it. Not you will account. Account, account. That's the sure. Also, this sound can be pronounced when we have letter U. Just as we have in suppose. Suppose you're supposed to be there. Supposed, you don't say supposed. Supposed, you pronounce the schwa through the letter U. Likewise, when you have letter E, as we have in generation, you don't say generation. Generation, generation, generator, to generate. Likewise, when you have letter letter O, yes, as we have in correct, the word is correct, correct. Uh, like that. Also, you can pronounce this schwa when you have er, as we have in father. When you have ar, as we have in sugar, sugar. When you have ur, as we have in surprise, surprise. When you have ir, as we have in confirmation, 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 etc. So this short sound takes a very large percent of the spoken English, British, and America. So for you to understand the natives when they speak, you need to understand all these features. If you are able to master them properly, then you have already got the tools to explore their ways of speaking and to understand them properly. So this is where we are stopping for today. We shall be proceeding some other day. See you again. Not bye bye. Have a nice day. Take care.